The show is on tonight, and I must say it is a fabulous show at that. It's on Bravo. It's Flipping Out, and we have the one and only from the show, the guy who does the flipping out, Jeff Lewis, on the line with us. How are you doing, Jeff?
Good morning. I'm great. Thank you very much.
Now, you're out in L.A. today, a little bit early for you out there. How are things in the City of Angels?
It's very quiet at this moment. I don't think any of my neighbors are up yet, which disturbs me because it's only 7 o'clock here. I mean, they should be up by now, right?
There you go. There you go. Early bird catches the worm, right? You know. So, now, tell us about your neighbors. What kind of neighbors do you have? Do you have really, do you get along well with them? What's your relationship with them?
Well, it depends. I move so much. I'm moving probably, every 6 to 8 months. And, sometimes I'm blessed and have really great neighbors and supportive, and others, not so great. I mean, some people appreciate when you come in and you buy a home and you're putting $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 in the house and improving the neighborhood.
Oh, yeah.
Other people don't get the bigger picture. All they're concerned about is being disturbed and annoyed and inconvenienced. And it's very funny because normally all the neighbors that complain, what happens is I finish the house, I sell it and get the highest price per square foot in the entire neighborhood and bring everybody's values up $50,000, $100,000. And at that point, I think they should throw me a party. Some of them certainly congratulate me and are grateful, and others aren't. Some people have that mentality of, well, we're never going to sell, we don't care.
Right.
But you never know, because you might want to refinance, you might want to do a reverse mortgage someday, and by your house being worth $200,000 more, based on all the work that I've done in the neighborhood, this could certainly assist you later on in your life. But, not everybody is open to seeing that.
Well, there you go. There you go. And, of course, now let's get into the meat and potatoes of this interview. One of the most popular things out there now is house flipping. Now, how in the world did you get into the world of flipping houses? And, I mean, you're successful at it now, but I know there had to be some tough times. Give us a little bit of your history.
Well, I certainly started I started when I was 18. I bought a condo, and I actually sold it at a loss, and I lost about $3,500.
Yeah.
And I had been saving for about 10 years, so it was disastrous. I mean, it took me another 5 years to recoup my money.
Wow.
I got back in that saddle. I bought another property when I was 24, and I had sold it at a $35,000 profit.
Wow.
So, I mean, certainly a lot of people would have just shied away from the market and said, never again. I've lost, my life savings, and it really was my life savings when I was 18.
Yeah.
And I'm really glad I did, because I got back in that saddle. I bought that second house. I made $35,000, and it enabled me to go buy another property and another property and another property.
Right.
Now, for a while there, I couldn't afford to buy two at a time.
Right.
But now, here we are 15 years later, I do about 4 or 5, sometimes even 6 houses simultaneously.
Wow, it's got to be, you're always chasing your tail, I bet, when in a situation like that. It seems like you're always putting out fires, I bet, right?
It's a lot of work, it's a lot of stress. I'm responsible for a lot of people. But, the big thing, too, is that, I don't have a $100 million bankroll. So
right.
I've got to be borrowing these properties, borrowing against one to buy the next. And I also have to make sure that I've got a few in escrow at the same time, because I take the money out of this one to put into that one. And, I'm constantly juggling the money, which is extremely stressful.
And we're talking to Jeff Lewis, star of Bravo's hit TV show, Flipping Out. It is on tonight here in Bowling Green, Kentucky at 9 o'clock. We're in the old Central Time Zone there. You ever make it over to this neck of the woods, into the South, into the Kentuckys, the Tennessees, places like that?
Very rarely, and it's because I don't take too many vacations, and I should, and I need to get some balance in my life. But right now I'm just totally focused on wealth building, so that way later I can do those long vacations and all the traveling that I want.
Well, now, of course, the show is Flipping Out, and it is a great show. It is a very fast-paced show, to say the least. And you got a great crew there working with you. I guess great is an understatement. I guess sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad, sometimes they're right in the middle, right? Who are some of the folks that other people can see you working with on the show?
Well, there's Jenny, who is my executive assistant, and that was a title that she gave herself. And then I have a house assistant, Stephen.
Yeah.
I have my trash guy, Chris, my live-in housekeeper, Zoila.
Yeah.
And then I have my business partner, Ryan.
And of course, one of your best friends, of course, I bet is your cat in the entire process, right?
We've got 2 cats. Monkey is the big star who's pretty much upstaged us all. And he's the one that got acupuncture last week, and it didn't go too well. And then I have 2 dogs. I have Casey and Oliver.
Man, okay, now let me ask you a cat question, because I'm a cat owner, and this is a question I've been asking the audience a lot. Do your cats suffer from any kind of like separation anxiety when you're gone for 2 or 3 days at a time? They do, and without getting specific, they do act out. If I'm gone for a long period of time, they make it very known to everyone in the house that they're angry. See, that's the thing is, my cat will absolutely throw a 5-alarm fit when we are going to work in the morning. Absolutely, and we cannot figure out how to deal with it. We've tried everything, so I didn't know if you may have a tip or something there for just the Tony Rose household here. That's crazy stuff. I actually do have a tip because, I consult all of these psychics, and I've had animal psychics, and I've had behavior experts here. I was going on a trip to Hawaii for 5 days, right, and I made the mistake of leaving the suitcase on the floor. Yes. And my cat literally got up on that suitcase and urinated on the suitcase. I mean, these cats are smart. Yes. But what the animal behaviors told me is that, and I know this sounds a little nuts, but you should have a conversation with your cat. Right. You should let them know where you're going, when you're going to be back. I had someone else say that, I guess because they're visual, hold up the amount of fingers. So if you say that you're going to be gone for 5 days, hold up 5 fingers and you say, I will be back in 5 days. Right. And, Zoila, whoever, is going to be taking care of you. So I think it's about having conversations with your animals. They want to know where I'm going, when I'm going, and when I'll be back. They also want to know who's, if I'm expecting any sort of visitors, right, they want to know who's coming into the house. See, that makes sense. I'm going to try that, and if it works, try having conversation. Also, when you're going to the vet, when you're taking them to the vet, yes, let them know why they're going and where they're going. It'll reduce their anxiety. Very cool. I appreciate that tip. And, of course, the tip for everybody out there, check the show out tonight. It's Flipping Out on Bravo. It's at 9 o'clock Central Time here in Bowling Green. Real quick, because, like I said, this is a growing popular trend. I know people here in Southern Kentucky are doing it. That's house flipping. What is, for somebody out there who's thinking about doing this or thinking about getting together with a group to do it, what is a tip and like a no-no for the people out there if they're thinking about going into this world that you're in? You can still make money in this business. It's about the buy. You cannot expect any sort of appreciation anymore. The only way you're going to make money is by adding value, and that's how you're going to get equity. That said, do all your own research. Before you buy in a neighborhood, I want you to know everything that's on the market, how it compares to the houses that you're interested in purchasing. Right. You need to know what everything is selling for and why it's selling for that. Does it have a pool? Does it have a renovated kitchen? Don't just rely on your real estate agent's opinion. Do your own research. Fabulous. And, of course, tonight, what are we looking forward to on tonight's show? What's going to go down tonight on the show? Tonight is the bet, which you'll see Ryan and I, we basically make this bet. You'll see who wins. Jenny and I get into it. Does she get fired? Does she not? Tune in tonight, and you'll see on Bravo. There you go, 9 o'clock tonight on Bravo Central Time. They're Flipping Out. Jeff Lewis, the star of the show. Thank you for coming on and hanging out with us this morning, and thank you for the cat tips as well. Thank you. I had a great time. Have a good day.